a question from YouTube for me.
Yes, so let me just quickly take that. And Kolawole or Bimbo, you can take a jab at this. So the question is, what storage technologies do you think will fit the Nigerian energy system if cost wasn't an issue? So I believe this person wants to understand the Kola. It looks as if you're jumping at it already.
Oh no, I'm waiting.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead. What storage technologies do you think will fit Nigeria energy system if cost wasn't an issue?
Well, when it comes to storage, energy storage and renewables, it's pretty fluid, right? What we've known over the last decade in Nigeria, what we are used to is lead acid battery technology, AGM, G.E.O, whatever, lead acid. Now, lead acid battery technology has its uses in terms of the fact that it's cheaper, but then the quality is not as good. And then we also have an issue we have not looked into properly in Nigeria as much, which is the problem of disposal, because then it becomes really difficult to dispose lead acid batteries and dispose them safely. But now, if money wasn't a challenge, of course, the world, a lot of projects are transitioning to lithium. So lithium-ion technology. And lithium-ion technology is way better than lead acid technology. And I basically recommend it for every kind of project. If it's going to be a bankable project, you probably should use lithium so that you can, and use the right brand of lithium so you can have a set of batteries that would last you for 8 years, 10 years before you then have to start changing them. Now, what I'm saying now about lithium batteries can change in the next 2 years, in the next 2-3 years. It might be saltwater batteries, it might be metal air batteries that are more, that are better, basically. They have a better power density, they hold they hold energy for longer, and their price point isn't so high. Lithium is what it should be right now because it is readily available locally. You can get it easily. It's readily available to even bring in, and it's not expensive. It's easy to install, and it's not dangerous. It's even less dangerous than lead acid batteries. So yes, that's what I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Kola. So another question was directed at you actually in the chat room, which is, what are some of the challenges that has been experienced by you working in the renewable energy sector? And I also, so once you're done, I also like being able to speak to it as someone speaking from the strategy and consulting angle. So, but share your sweat and blood experience.
You can write a book about the challenges you would experience in renewables in Nigeria. It's the same thing you would do for most other industries. Renewable is just a bit more peculiar. So first of all, is funding, which has been the biggest challenge for many years. Of course, it's getting better, but it's been a slog. It's been a battle, first of all, because local financing has not come easily for renewable energy projects. Nigerian banks did not understand renewable energy for many years and did not back it, definitely didn't back it. They didn't want to back it. They found it easier to back what they knew, which was mostly oil and gas projects, not backing renewables. And that's where a lot of the government help has been pushed towards the financing side of things, trying to get money to actually fund the right projects. Another problem is usually around the manpower issue, having the right kinds of people to do projects. Now, a few years ago, it was more of a nightmare because standards were all over the place and you couldn't be able to determine if you have the right if you have people on site doing a renewable energy project, if they will do the right things. Now, that has also improved. Getting people is not as hard as it used to be, but it's still difficult. We still do not have enough people to power the renewable energy drive, the 30-30-30 vision that we have. We still do not have the right kinds of people we need. We lose talent all the time. People change industries, stay in renewables a little bit, and then they just go into tech and then they walk away, and a bunch of other things. So, and sometimes they just leave the country, and sometimes we're not even getting enough people moving into renewables. So there's the manpower challenge. It's also difficult. There's the challenge of Nigerian logistics, which a book can be written about that also. a lot of what we use in renewable energy projects come from abroad, the batteries, the PV modules, and it has to come from abroad, majorly because of economies of scale. If you want to compete with China in prices of PV modules, as a country, we would struggle. So it's just cheaper and better for companies like us, all other companies, to just kind of bring in those panels from China, which is basically what most people do around the world, even in Europe. They just bring in the panels from China. Now, getting those panels into the country, clearing them, transporting them to site, nightmare, absolute nightmare. So logistics is a problem. Manpower is an issue. Financing is a problem. And then finally is the mindset of customers and clients. People have had bad experiences with renewables over the last few years. Some people, when renewable energy was still in its infancy in Nigeria, did renewable energy projects. And of course, the right kind of people were not doing it. The know-how wasn't all over the place. So people did the wrong things. Sometimes people didn't maintain the projects properly. So getting people to understand that renewables can actually help, and it's not a hindrance, and it's not a fad. It's not a nice to have. It is something that is necessary for you as an individual or as a business to look at how renewable energy can help you to be more efficient in your energy usage, can help you to reduce your energy bills, can help you to even change the way you use energy in your facility. So the mindset of people, changing the mindset of people, changing people's perspectives towards renewable energy has also been a very big challenge. So I'd say those are the major challenges. Thank you.
Bimbo, any thoughts? Where did you put it?
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Kolawole has really said a lot about some of the challenges that we face in the industry, especially in Nigeria. It's real. The perspective of people in the industry is very important, because over time they are used to the energy source being fossil fuel. So now shifting to renewable, it's something that you have to preach, you have to encourage, you have to find a way to convince. So it's a challenge in that area. And if I look at the level of knowledge of renewable that's available in the country, yes, some people are aware, fully aware, but not so many people. In fact, if you take a sample of people, business owners or manufacturers go around and do a little sample, you realize that quite a number still are skeptical. They are skeptical about the renewable energies, whether it's going to be effective, whether it's going to be always available, or it's intermittent, it's not going to be available sometimes. Then the cost, you also look at the cost and say it's really expensive, especially when you look at the capital outlay at the beginning, it's on the high side. So this is discouraging for several. And again, with the knowledge, the technical know-how to be able to manage some of these things, the initial early adopters of renewable energy in the country, the people that provided the services may not have had the best of knowledge. Of course, the best of technology too was not available, but over time things are getting better, and the cost of developing renewables is going down. In the past 10 years, it's gone down by almost 90%, based on some of my research. It's gone down by almost 90%. So when you see all of this, you realize that the industry in Nigeria is at a teething stage, and it has some of those challenges. Not only Nigeria, if you look at it globally as well. Even the WTO director was saying the other day, Okonjo-Iweala, she was saying the other day that the global fund required for renewable to be able to achieve the target, it's at least the developed countries should pay about $100 billion into the fund on an annual basis. Right now, what is there is a battery $9.7 billion. So when you look at that, you see that it's a reflection of what's going on here, that we don't even have so much information about it, about renewable energy. So some of those challenges are real, and people in the industry are going through it. Then if I go over to the oil and gas industry, the oil and gas industry also has the possibility to generate renewable energy straight from natural gas, for instance. There's a possibility to generate hydrogen, there's blue hydrogen, there's green hydrogen. Now for the blue hydrogen, the technology side is the major challenge. Of course, it's expensive. You have to invest in R&D to be able to get to that level. But with technology, natural gas, of which we have in abundance, can easily be converted to renewable energy, such that the carbon will be captured, the carbon that will be emitted will be captured and will be transferred back either to the reservoirs to serve as pressure for the reservoirs, or it can be captured and put into oil wells that are not used for anymore for storage. So you see this carbon capture, use, and storage is also there, but how many companies are ready to invest in that? It's a lot of money. It costs a lot to invest in that, and the part of the Nigeria, the country as a nation, to be able to support that is also very key. The other day, I listened to Nigerian International Petroleum Summit, and I saw the Minister of State of Petroleum speak to the importance of energy transition, and he actually changed the name of the summit from Nigerian International Petroleum Summit to Nigeria International Energy Summit, which is good. So those kind of steps will help in communicating, in advertising, or in creating awareness of renewable energy, the possibilities, the prospects, and the importance to people in the country.